In this video, we're going to look at a forecasting method called weighted moving average. If you have seen in the past moving averages or simple moving averages before, we would take something, for example, like sales. If we're looking at the last 3 months, sales for the last 3 months were, let's say, 6, 8, and 10. And so with a moving average, we would add all those up, divide by the number of data points, which would give us 8, and that would be our forecast for the fourth time period. We run into situations, however, where treating all 3 data points as equal doesn't make sense because perhaps the last month has more relevance than the previous month before that or the month before the previous month. So that's where weighted moving average comes in. So if we looked at it, I'm going to kind of write this horizontally here. So last month, I'm going to call it last month 1, sales were 10. 2 months ago or 2 periods ago, sales were 8. And 3 periods ago, sales were 6. And we have to forecast the fourth month right here. So we weight them, we give different importance to each period. So we may say, you know what, we're going to take 3 times last month plus 2 times the previous month plus 1 time the month before that, 3 months ago. And then we're going to add that all up, and then we're going to divide that by the number of weightings, which is 3 plus 2 plus 1. So what we're saying here is essentially that equals 6 data points in a way, or 6 weightings. And so in a sense, when we use last month, 3 out of 6 is like 50% weighting, and 2 out of 6 is going to be essentially like 1/3 or 33%. And then 1/6 will be something like 16, 17% if you wanted to look at it in terms of percentage. But we're going to take 3 times last month, 2 times the month before that, 1 time the month before that. So 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 10 is 30. And we're going to add those all up, 52, and divide it by the number of weightings, 6. And when you take 6 into 52, we get 6 times 8 is 48, drop the 4, we get about 8.667. So that becomes our forecast. So the idea behind a weighted moving average is we're going to give different weightings or different levels of importance or influence, whatever word you like to use, to previous periods in whatever manner that makes sense to us that represents how our world operates when we're trying to forecast. So it doesn't have to necessarily be 3, 2, 1. It could be 6, 4, 2. But you have to come up with the business case for explaining why you're going to weight those differently here. So this is the math behind weighted moving average.